Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Yes, we've got both main lines running. I've done a bit of soldering after giving up 4 months ago. Like I say, we've got 2 tracks going now on the main line. I've installed the bus wire, or started to. Lots of updates to come as usual. Stay with us. Hi guys, like I said, lots of updates in this video. It's been a while. It has been a while again, you can blame the heat. I have actually, it's lovely and cool in here today for the first time in a couple of weeks. I have made my DIY sort of fly net in here, which I think you'll agree. Proper craftsmanship. Yeah, it works. It works anyway. We've been doing a bit of soldering this week. I don't know if you've seen the Facebook. We've put updates on the Facebook page that after 4 months of giving up, tried soldering again, and it worked. It worked. I've not done all the droppers yet though. I've done enough droppers, a pair of droppers on each loop just to get us going, and I've installed the bus wire. So there's droppers, a set of droppers going from this loop and this loop down to the bus wire, which you can see is underneath the layout. I've kept it up with hooks. I'm not going to go into too much detail on the type, gauge, thickness of wires for the bus and for the droppers, because there's lots of different variations. My best advice is go on to some of the model shop websites and have a look at what gauge they're selling for droppers for what scale you're doing, and the size of the layout as well. Yeah, the bus wire is 14 gauge. It was a bit too thick to go into the terminals on the power cab. After looking on Google and on YouTube, I got some 16 gauge wire that fitted into the terminals, put about 3-4 inches of 16 gauge wire, and then connected the 14 gauge wire to it, and then ran that round the boards. So in terms of soldering, I've just used a cheap solder. I've got it here. Maybe one sec, guys. I've got it. It may or may not surprise you to learn. I do have a Parkside solder, 10 quid. It's one of 2 soldering irons that I've got, because I've got 2 cheap ones just on the off chance that one knackered up. And yeah, after numerous attempts, we've got it soldered. So the dropper wires, like I say, they're just sort of hanging here at the moment, set each. The dropper wires are 20 gauge, and I've just soldered them to the side of the rails. A lot of people have said solder to the underside of the rails, but I'm thinking, when I looked at it, it just didn't look, I don't think I'd be able to get the holes lined up enough once you're connecting track together. I just don't know, I didn't feel comfortable doing it. So I went for the side of the rails, and then I will drill holes right smack bang next to each dropper wire and get it going through the boards. That's how we'll do it. So I will, as time goes on, put dropper wires in every piece of track going round the loop. I'll start with every other piece of track because it is a new track. I'll start with a dropper every couple of pieces of the track, see how we get on, because there's no problem in running these 2 loops now off one set of droppers. Like if you're watching last week, when we just had the one loop working, it was working off one set of pre-wired fish plates, the whole loop, no problems whatsoever. So because I suspect because it's new track and we're running mostly new locos on it. Speaking of which, so yeah, I have been shopping, and yes, I have bought another Hornby Railroad model. This is the Class 90 that was released by Hornby, I think it was about a week or so ago now. It's the DCC sound fitted version. I think it's about 134 quid from most retailers. I actually got mine from Hornby Direct. Sign up to Hornby, they give you 10% discount, which brings it down to what you'd pay at most other retailers, to be honest. So I got this for, yeah, it was about 134 quid. I'm not sure if it's post free, it might have been a couple of quid post, something like that. But yeah, very, very happy with this model. I might do a video review on this, our first video review. I'm not too sure yet, on Wednesday. Let me know what you think, guys. Do you think I should start doing reviews on this sort of stuff? I'm no expert whatsoever. like I said previously, discussing reviews, I would just seek to show people all angles close up of the locos, if the sound fitted, what the sound sounds like, how they run, what the pricing was, and what I think of it. I think everybody's all right in there. We're all right. Yeah, look out on Wednesday. I'll probably do a review on this because it has got the pantograph, manual pantograph, but like I say, it's a railroad model, no lights on it. But to be honest, for the price, for a TXS sound fitted Intercity Class 90, the detail is enough for me, and that in time will be weathered up like all the other railroad models that I've got. And yes, I have been buying more Hellion, but yeah, keep your eye out Wednesday, and we'll probably do a video on this. But yeah, it's pulling a load of Mark 3s. Are they Mark 3s? Yeah, I think the Mark 3s, Mark 3s, Mark 2s. I don't know, guys. You know what I'm like. But I picked up these cheap from a toy fair. Yeah, that's where I get all my wagons and coaches. The only thing I do buy new is the locos, and I find Hornby Railroad a fantastic value brand. You'll hear people say it's just for kids. It's not just for kids. Hornby themselves has come out last year and said they're finding that more experienced modelers and more people more involved in the hobby over a number of years are starting to look at railroad now, especially with the new tooling that they've got coming out with lights. And it's actually a new tooled version of the Class 60, which is an improvement, they say, on the tooling of the middle range Class 60 that they've previously released. So I'm very much looking forward to that one. That's out at Christmas, I think. But yeah, the future of these value ranges between Hornby and indeed Hellion, I think is brilliant. And if you're not too bothered about every rivet being in the right place, or every little aerial or vacuum pipe or whatever being in the right place, then you can save yourself a lot of money by doing this. Like I say, 4 foot away, can't tell the difference. Brilliant to have 2 tracks going and the locos all working. There's no stuttering around the tracks with anything. Nothing. There was one section over there that before I started recording, where the NSC EMU was catching on something over there, but I just put another screw in the track. It was just, I know it's a heat. It's probably the heat actually, because it's been extraordinarily hot, as we all know. So maybe it has been a bit of an expansion of track over there, because it has sort of bowed up in the middle. So I just put a screw down for now, because it's still got to be sort of fettled into place. But what I'm looking at now is scenics. I'm looking at, I think I said before in a video, I'm looking at putting a scenic section in this stretch of the main line here, just for photographic purposes and for filming purposes, and just for practicing as well, rather than try and do the whole, ballast the whole thing in one go. And I practice really just to learn some skills with scenics, because I have no clue whatsoever about scenics. But what I'd like to do, like I say, is just have this section here just as a practice, bit of a practice pad for scenics, for ballasting trees and other scenery in there as well. Maybe a bit of airbrushing of track, and just see what happens, see where it leads, and then we'll move on to the rest of it. This will be the first scenic section, but what I want to do next in terms of planning and track planning, you know what I'm like, in terms of track work, is look at the next level down. I spoke briefly about this in the first video. We are winging it. There's no track plan. I'm just enjoying winging it, to be honest. If you come across a problem, you just solve it. Whether that means taking 2 steps back. Sometimes you don't come across a problem and it's, you're off and away. But I'm enjoying it, doing it this way. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, it's just this is the way I'm doing it. Everyone will have their own way, and that is as it should be. But under there and in this corner, I'm thinking of having some like a grass cliff, maybe some rock work. I think it's going to be a grass sort of steep slope embankment is the word I'm looking for, guys. A grass embankment. It's quite a steep one though, grass embankment. But then add a brainwave. It's true. Earlier this week I had a brainwave and I thought I've put in a ledge halfway, about just under sort of there, just with a single track heritage line. And I'm thinking grass embankment, then it widens out for a single track heritage line and goes all and weaves in and out. Not thought completely about the plan yet, but from here maybe goes along here and then goes in through a tunnel underneath the main line, curves round and comes back out, and maybe splits into a two track, maybe with a little station. I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking at the moment. Let me know what you think, guys, because I have started preparing for scenics already. Bear with me one sec. So I have been collecting this stuff. It's quite thick, and I have got about 10 big sheets like this, and I'm looking for more at the moment. I do have, let me put that to one side, I do have the polystyrene wire, the hot wire sort of cutters. So that's what I'm going to be using for here. Just the polystyrene stacked up into carved into an embankment along here with a single track heritage line going in and going round underneath, coming back out somewhere sort of down the end there, and then coming back right round, maybe ducking back in again around there. But that's going to be the next stage, I think. That is going to be the next stage. I'm still not completely sure about a station, because I did want a decent sized mainline station. I'm not sure how that's going to work. We'll see. I did think about an underground station, but I don't know how that's going to fit in. Anyway, what do you think, guys? Single track heritage line, next level down, and then the bottom of the baseboards will be the main track work with TMD, hoping a station with a goods yard and a fiddle yard. I'm thinking right in the far corner there with a few sort of tracks. But to be honest, each level is going to be its own loop. There's going to be no connections between levels. I didn't want any risers or anything like that to make all the trains be able to transcend different levels of the layout. I just wanted roundy on the top, nice little chuck along in the middle, and then the bottom one for shunting and the DMUs and stuff like that. So yeah, that is the plan for the moment. That is the plan. And also, when we do scenic this area, I want to make it want to have the overhead electrical wires, 3D printed overhead electricals, OHEs. What are they called? OHEs. I'm learning it. Yeah, that's what I thought, because a lot of the locos I'm getting will have the pantograph on, because we've always got the Class 89, I've got the Class 90, I've got a couple of Hellion Class 86s, which I'll probably start doing some videos on those, actually, just to push out a couple of videos a week. Wednesday, just to look at a loco that I bought, or something like that, and then main videos on Sunday, because now we've got the bus wires in, I've got 2 tracks running, I can now move on, which is what we're doing. So yeah, next plan is get some scenic work in. Down the end there, we're going to have a tunnel, because I've always, like I said before, I've always wanted the trains to emerge at speed out of a tunnel mouth as they straighten up after the curve, so you can't tell there's a curve behind it. And then maybe the same down at this end, maybe into a under a bridge or something like that, with maybe a road or something on top. But yeah, bridges and tunnels I want to use to try and hide some of the, not tight corners, but just give the illusion of space and be good for filming purposes as well. That's just my mum coming back from the shops. So as I said in the last video, I'm going to go into O gauge as a second layout. It's going to be a shunting layout end to end, and I'm hoping to travel it at some point later next year. It was a project planned for the start of 2027 from January. I am that fascinated, and O gauge is just absolutely, I've just gotten the bug. I won't lie, as soon as I saw the first one, I knew that I just had to have more and more and more. And yeah, we're bringing it forward. So I'm going to start the baseboards, because I've still got plenty of 9mm wood left, but I'm going to go for either 12 or 18mm is what has been suggested for a baseboard for O gauge. And if you've got an O gauge layout guide, or if you know someone that has, or if you've been to a show where they've got one, then just let me know what sort of they do in terms of support and legs, because I've seen people with like A-frames underneath them. I've seen with wooden frames, because I'm looking for something that, like I say, is transportable. Also something that's light. So I need to get myself to a show, don't I? Yeah, fairly sharpish, and just have a look what's there and speak to the guys with the O gauge layouts. But that's the plan at the moment. Very, very soon I'm going to buy the wood for the baseboards for the O gauge. It'll start off with two 4x, I want to say 4x2 sections, but I think I might go 2'6", 4x2 2'6" sections, and just have two of those to start with, and go from there. So I have been buying, like I say, because the good people at Hellion have got some silly prices on O gauge. The value now, I've said it before, I'm not sponsored, just a happy customer, but the O gauge stuff out there now, and largely Hellion, but there's some great deals on Dapol stuff as well with the wagons. I think I've got my eye on some hoppers. I think that Rails have got O gauge Dapol hoppers, Era 8 hoppers, I think they are. 50 quid. I think they're 49 quid actually. 49 quid each for O gauge hopper. That is unbelievable, unbelievable value. So what I've been buying at the moment, I won't take them out just yet, but I've got a few of the catfish. Let me see if I can put those there. A few of the catfish wagons. I got a couple of the B tankers there as well, and what I have grown slightly addicted to are these. I think there's a mixture, but these are these are the Mark 1 CCT wagons. That's the track wagon there, but I've also got I think the GUV wagons as well. I've got an Intercity branded one, a BR branded one, and a BR Red Star, which I believe was the Parcels one. So the price on these at the moment, if you're thinking about getting into O gauge, I think now is the time. Now is the time, guys, to get into it, because the range and prices that are out there, and we're being told that they're pretty much here to stay, these low prices from Hellion, and I suspect other retailers will follow suit. Dapol's price is certainly really good value, to be honest. So next stage for me is baseboards. I have got the Gauge Master Combi controller, because I want to play trains without having to DCC fit everything. So I'll be running DC in the O gauge whilst I set it up, basically, just to allow me to test everything and, like I say, play trains. But so the only thing I need at the moment, once I've got the baseboards, is track. So I'll probably either be getting the track starter set from Pico, which I need to save up for, or I think Rails do a Pico set of straights, 90 centimetre straights for about 136 or something like that, for I think it's 12. I think it could be 12. So yeah, so that's the plan at the moment for O gauge. it's very exciting. It is very exciting. But this is the main layout, and we're going to be cracking on with the scenics. Like I say, weekly videos now. I've got the wiring out of the way because it was a bit of a nightmare trying to get to grips with the soldering, but we did it. We did it. So yeah, full steam ahead now. I've cleared under the boards. As you can see, I've actually hoovered as well. There's about 3 foot of sawdust that's been here over the months. But I've cleaned it all out pretty much now, and I've got all the trolleys full of craft stuff and electricals and tools and stuff that I've got. That's why I built this so high, the baseboards, so we could get the trolleys underneath, and they're great for storage. That brings us to the end of the update, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you can hit the like button and drop us a comment. If you've got any advice whatsoever, drop in the comments. Like I say, very appreciative of all support for the channel. If you're not following us on Facebook, drop us a like on Facebook. Plenty of updates on Facebook as well. And while I carry on playing trains, probably for the rest of the afternoon, after the edit obviously, I'll see you in the next one. See you later, guys. Do like this. Intercity, can't go wrong. See you later, guys.